Why are you here, Derek?
Oh my gosh.
Well, Mike just got to the.
So
Well,
aggressive.
Mike, I am here because my elbow doesn't want to perform anymore
Why?
because it blew out.
All right, so with the
In a game?
Yeah. Yes, in a game,
not a bullpen.
not a bullpen. In a game.
All right.
Does it hurt right now? Does your arm hurt right now?
No, because I'm in a pretty comfortable position. But if I like extend or try to pick something up, I can feel it like grab. I can't twist, like rotate, left to right or right to left
Dang.
very well. But you know what I can do? I
What?
can still play golf.
Look at that.
Real? How?
I think it's just because I'm not swinging left-handed.
Okay.
I think if I swung lefty, it would definitely hurt. But I do want to share though. What? Go ahead.
Real quick.
Because it's your show.
When that pain happens, let's just say you swung left-handed. How long does it take for the burning pain sensation to go away? Because a lot of people probably, somebody gets Tommy John on every team, every season. Like, what does it feel like when you try to do something? Like, how long does it take for the pain to go away?
It takes a minute. Like, for instance, when I grabbed my bag to bring the computers up here and the iPad, when I pulled it out of the car, yeah, that hurt. That was it's just like I forget. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you can't do that. And I grabbed it and it was like a quick zing. And then I was like, yep, not doing that anymore.
All right, explain
So I wanted to share
what it was
that.
all like.
So
you're on the mound.
So I'm warming up in the bullpen, and
You're taking a shower to get ready for the game.
I was
Start
naked and using soap.
All right.
Axe.
See, Kevin?
Yeah.
Just like we always said.
What? You
Get
don't
to the
use
main
soap?
part.
Okay.
Well, do you want to say anything about like the stakes of this game? Or
So this was a big game. We were going for 8 in a row at the time.
what about
Since
your
I
personal stakes in the game?
Oh yeah, I was. If I had the word was if I had gotten this close, I was probably going to get picked up. I don't want to mention team names
Okay.
just for the obvious reason, but there was 3 teams that would check in on me, which was awesome. And I'm in the bullpen. I'm getting loose. Everything feels great. I know today's going to be another good day. Get out, first pitch of the game, 95. I'm like, all right, we're good. We're ready to go. Get the first guy to ground out. Second guy gets up, punches ticket. I'm on cloud 9. This is great. Next guy gets up.
Is it in the back of your mind at all, just real quick, that if I get one more out, maybe
It could be it.
Yeah.
No, I'm in that moment. I'm already thinking like, do your job. Like,
Okay.
this is it. You don't think about that kind of stuff out there. And so I throw the first pitch, a nice heater away, and I'm like, yeah, there we go. We're up there. Next pitch, slider, swing and miss, but then I feel something in my elbow right away. So I look at the dugout and I wave to the trainer like, hey, come out here. Well, they didn't see it. And my typical mindset is, oh, okay, you know what? That's good. I'm kind of glad they didn't see it. I think I'm fine. Let's go out there. Let's throw another one. We're fine. And he called slider. I threw it. It was just absolute dookie of a slider. And I just feel instant pain through my arm. My arm literally felt like from the elbow down, it went with the ball to home plate. And then the rest of my arm stayed back like that. It just felt like pure separation. And I thought for sure I dislocated my elbow. That was the first thought process that went through. Hits the ball. And as soon as he does it, I can't even pick my arm up. I'm waving with my glove to the trainer. Come out here. I need somebody. Like, this isn't good. They come out and they start talking to me. And I had a quick burning sensation down my elbow too. And I was like, I've never had elbow issues in my entire career. And I was like, man, this is really weird. This doesn't feel right. So I sat there and then they were like, well, what is it? What do you feel? And I said, well, it's my elbow. And then typical of an athlete, this is what we usually do is like, you know what? I'm fine. Let me throw another pitch. Cause like I already had the trainers out there. I talked to them. They should let me at least try to throw a pitch just to make sure. And the manager shut it down real quick, which I'm glad he did, to be honest. And I go out and I just feel like the constant, I can feel my heartbeat in my elbow. I can just feel the constant just pressure. And then I look down and my elbow is the size of a golf ball. And that's where I started panicking even more. And I was like, okay, this is actually way worse than I thought.
Like where the ligament is, it's
Correct.
the size of a golf ball.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, because if your whole elbow is the size of a golf ball, then it shrunk a whole bunch.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, this giant elbow and it's
Oh
tiny.
my God, my elbow's gone.
That's what happens with Tommy John is your elbow disappears. So I just sat there and then I was trying to figure out what to
Like
do.
Popeye.
And what's worse, and that's why I feel for DeGrom is like now I know he's not thinking like this, but I was literally sitting down on the dugout thinking, what is next? Like, is it retirement? Am I done? Am I ever going to get to play baseball again? Like, all these raw emotions go through my head, and it's just trying to contemplate what to do. But then it's like, at the same time, we're still playing a game. I need to be a good teammate. So I'm trying to like fight my own demons on the bench, but then also be a good teammate to these guys. I missed the half inning because I was so in my head. And then finally, we come back, we win, everything's good. And then I go back into the locker room. And when I go to shower this time, I can't even like scrub my body, nothing. Like I can't do anything, like pressure wise, nothing with my arm. And I'm full panic. I don't sleep. And then I get up the next morning, go get the MRI and get the call from the doctor as I was literally pulling into my agent's house. You have torn your UCL and your flexor tendon. And now I'm just awaiting Dr. Meister to get the imaging, and we're going to talk about it too.
Do you just sit in your car at that point then, since you said you were pulling up to your house?
that what you
Man, I was ready to
Probably.
just drive off. Like, that's how bad it felt. Like, once you hear that
Like
news,
that
it
Dodge
was like,
commercial?
yes.
When
The
they
one
were
that
all like-
Mike really likes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was, I was just miserable. Like, I wanted to sit there and just cry because I couldn't believe it's like, here it is. This is the first time I've had this happen. It's a whole year of not doing any baseball activities, basically. I mean, you're 6 months of no throw at all. It was just it was a crushing blow just to do that. But then I also look back, and 16 years of pro ball, never have an elbow issue. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah,
And then now you have it.
That is a pretty impressive career that you put together there, man.
So I guess I got 16 more years to go once this comes back.
Yeah, because once you do the surgery, Kevin, we talked about this, get the surgery at like 16, 17, so
That's
that
when
you
I
never,
thought it worked
you don't have to
forever.
get it early in your career.
Yeah, so watch out, Jamie Moyer.
Yeah.
Coming for your record.
Okay,
Patrick
so
Nolan.
then
If you can reduce it to like 80, 85 and still be able to
Well, the
pitch
other
like
thing,
that,
too,
then-
that I got, I forgot Mike sent this. He now throws harder than me.
Oh, man.
Yes!
Somebody did text that in. This is a rough day for
Maybe.
Derek because Mike is a better pitcher than him right
Maybe.
now.
what was the other thing you sent him though? Why did you do that?
Yeah, he was like, well, why'd you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I blew out my elbow, guys. I'm like, well, I thought a great follow-up question is, well, why did you do that?
Uh-huh.
And he was right. Why did I do that? I was questioning it while I was out there. Why did I do this?
I shouldn't have done that.
I do. Do you have any regrets about anything at this point?
No, and that's the thing is like, I'm glad I made this decision to go out there. I know I talked with you guys about it too.
Mhm.
Is like, I think I need to do this. And if this is how I go out, I'm perfectly happy with that because I made the attempt to come back. I made the attempt to be a part of hopefully another try. I gave my own little Kenny Powers type story.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun. I had a blast with these guys. There's a lot of kids that are here trying to get this opportunity to be back, and it was cool to motivate them and talk with them and just seeing how my work ethic was versus theirs. And like, there was just so much that we were doing to help each other out. And it just sucks that, it's done. But at the end of the day, I got to learn how to basically coach too while I was up there.
Look at
'Cause
that.
I was like player coach.
When you say it's done, do you
Well, I'm
mean-
saying that it's done for this year.
okay.
There's
all right.
there's no playing this year.
So is it TBD based on the scans and the surgery and everything like that, and then we'll determine next move, or
Yeah, I mean,
TBD and
I'm going to I'll be 37 this year, and then, I wouldn't be able to start playing or anything until around this same time, and you don't know how that's going to go. So it's like, I'd rather just get my arm right and then see how everything feels then, and then make the executive decision.
okay?
I am curious about this, and I mean, if this is too far, let me know.
It's not. I got a nice text from you. I think we'll be all right.
How much of this point in your career, and this is for Mike, even you too, whenever you got to a point where you're like, all right, I got a decision to make. Was it about money versus just wanting to continue playing a game you played since you were a child?
It's
I think-
definitely.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's definitely not about money. I'm playing the game because I love this game. Like it's a hard thing to walk away from. I've actually gotten really good texts from Mike when the first time that I thought I was gonna be done. Like, he helped a lot of just getting my head right, because I did get in my own head not being able to play. But it's not, it's not about the money. It's about having fun and being able to help others while I'm out there too. Like, just being a good teammate.
And I feel like, we have different perspectives on this. Obviously, you made a lot more money than I did. You got 10 years of service time in the major leagues. It wasn't about that at all. When I was done, it was depressing. There's nothing, not knocking this job or knocking anything else in life. There's going to be, for Derek, nothing in life that even comes close to comparing. If they put us on ESPN national show starting tomorrow, there would be adrenaline, there would be nerves, like, oh my gosh, we're on a national show getting all of this money, and it still wouldn't compare to competing against the top 0.1% in a sport like that. It's just, there's nothing that can compare. So you're kind of chasing that adrenaline rush, you're chasing that competition, and once it's over, you start to realize in somewhat of a depressing way, but then you handle it as a man, and you say, okay, I move on with my life. There's 40, 50, 60 more years of life to live. I will never have this feeling again. There's nothing in my life that is even compared to pitching in a Major League Baseball game. So it doesn't really become about money. It becomes about chasing that. I want to be back there. I want to compete against the best people in the world at something I love doing.
That sounds like meth, Kevin.
Okay.
I don't know.
And then my follow-up question is going to kind of sound like that too, and I apologize for that. I know y'all's situations are different, but how often do you think athletes not get themselves into trouble, but like go too far to chase that?
A lot. That's why people go to jail. That's why people lose all their money.
We usually have it's crazy. He's spot on. It changes people's lives bad, and you also get guys that come in so when I was playing, we'd always have every spring training they'd bring in guys that were dealing with depression or not being able to get a job after because they're too busy still living in the dream of I'm still playing. I should be a professional athlete. The hardest thing is walking away from the game. That's why I was lucky that he came and started talking to me immediately about, hey, think about this. This is how you got to do it. Whatever. Your mindset is constant compete. And then all of a sudden now it's, don't get me wrong, I'm here with you guys, but it's it's not the same competition. I'm not out there throwing with people watching me and screaming at me. It's now I'm just talking. I can
scream at you if you want.
And I think
that means I'm in trouble.
That we're lucky right now in that we're talking about Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA. We're talking, I get to be a part of not only baseball, but I get to be a part of sports still. Well, there's, start doing the math. Let's just say 30 times 30 of Major League players right now. And out of those 900 guys, how many of those guys, after they're done, are either going to be a coach in the sport or get to somewhat professionally talk about that sport? It's not going to be that many, right? Yeah. So you get that number down a little bit, and we're really blessed and lucky that we still get to be a part of the game some way, somehow. I know Derek has aspirations of possibly being a professional coach, whether that's professional as in the major leagues or in the minor leagues, or whether that's in high school or whatever that is. That's Derek's path wherever he wants to go and take it, or if it's talking about sports for a living. But it kind of keeps me connected to the game. So if I lost this, today was my last day to do this, last day to do Rangers post game, that would be another death inside of me. Yeah. Of now I am, you sense. You have to, it's tough, but you'd be okay, so now I'm completely and totally out of the game.
And I know you're not saying this is the case at all, but I am really curious if this would be the end of baseball. You okay with that? Yeah.
That's the thing I had to learn was this whole plan was to go in and give it my last try. And if it doesn't work, then I can walk away saying I gave everything I had. And I did. I even gave my arm.